San Francisco is launching a new speed safety pilot program backed by Democratic California Governor Gavin Newsom, where how much you pay for a speeding ticket depends on who you are.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about California somehow injecting socialism into speeding tickets. Now, before we get to the videos and everything else, let me explain to you what's going on. So in San Francisco, there are certain intersections and certain streets that have a higher risk of accidents. So the government said, hey, we have a brilliant plan to reduce the injuries and fatalities caused by these accidents. We're going to have a tier level system of issuing traffic tickets. Your fine will be determined upon how fast you're going and how much money you make. So if you're a rich guy flying through an intersection in your Ferrari, your Tesla, if you still have that in California, whatever you got, you're going to get the ultimate. However, if you're homeless, you smoke crack for a living, you're going to get like 80% off. It's crazy how they want to do this, but hey, it's California. I know you're not surprised. And before I go any further, let's get to the actual news clip here. I have two clips because local news out there in California did not tell you the full story about how the monies will be paid and who pays what. All they did was tell you where the intersections are and how much the actual tickets are. So let's watch this first to get some context. Then we're going to go to the next video. And of course, everything will be in the box. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
San Francisco is launching a new speed safety pilot program backed by Democratic California Governor Gavin Newsom, where how much you pay for a speeding ticket depends on who you are. And it's all in the name of equity. On its website, the City Transportation Authority goes out of its way to explain that speed safety cameras will be dispersed across San Francisco in a, quote, equitable fashion. But not everyone will have to pay the same if they get a ticket. Get this. Low-income offenders qualify for steep fine discounts, guys, up to half off. And if you're homeless but speeding in your vehicle, you can get up to 80% discount. Jerry, here's just one.
Okay, so that's what you need to know from this particular video. So I got a question right away. If I'm homeless, but I make more money than a housed person, I get more money off than the housed person. It seems like you're being punished for being successful. You're at the bottom of the totem pole. You're homeless. You smoke crack for a living. You might have a job. You might have money, but you have no place to live. So you get 80% off. You have a house, 50% off. You're a rich guy doing well or just middle class struggling. Then, hey, you pay the whole enchilada. You pay that whole thing. All right. Now let's get to local news out there in California and see what they say about the situation. Check it out.
Now, speed cameras are on and rolling in San Francisco starting today. Dozens of those cameras already up, taking pictures of your car if you're going above the speed limit.
You don't want to risk it. NBC Bay Area's Ginger Conejero-Saab is live in the city this morning. And Ginger, are people getting ticketed already today?
Well, good morning, Marcus and Laura. Not just yet, not exactly. People will get notices starting today if they have gone above the speed limit, but the registered owner of that car won't get fined just yet.
Now, maybe what's happening is they have to tell you that you're going a certain speed because they're reducing the speed in certain places. So normally you might be going 40 on the street, but it was reduced to 25 and you don't know because you've been going 40 for years. So they say, okay, here's your notice, you're going too fast. And if you do it again, well, boom, here goes a ticket. It's going to be X amount of dollars.
Now, I'm told as of midnight, guys, there are 500 potential violations, and I say potential violations because those will need to be verified by SFMTA before the notices go out. But it has been busy, just like that speed camera that we've seen flashing throughout the morning. We're at the intersection of Columbus and Lombard in the North Beach area of the city. Here, the speed limit has been reduced to 20 miles per hour, so this camera has been pretty active.
Now, for you guys who live out there in San Francisco, what was the speed limit on this particular stretch of road before? They said it was reduced to 20. Was it 35? Was it 40? Was it 30? Y'all let me know in the comments if you know.
All morning long, getting those pictures. Advocates for these speed cameras and families of traffic violence say today is a new day of turning tragedy into action.
My mom, Judy, had the walk sign when she stepped into the crosswalk of Anza Street and Park Presidio Boulevard in the Richmond district in San Francisco. She made it halfway across when a streaming driver made a left turn and hit her with his SUV, sending her body flying across the intersection.
This is an emotional day for Jenny Yu and other family members of victims of traffic violence.
Now, you know what? Traffic violence? Is that what we're going to say? Traffic violence? Like gun violence? Is that what we're going to say? But anyway, one thing you could do to stop a lot of these fatalities, and RIP to all those who died, the lady that was just talking, RIP to your mother. But you could do one big thing in California to reduce a lot of these fatalities. Clean the streets up, get rid of all the drugs, because maybe somebody high on crack, meth, heroin, etc. behind the wheel of a car might be a little bit dangerous, just maybe. And if you have criminals, repeat offenders on the streets, maybe lock them up. Maybe that might help. I'm just saying. I'm just kind of spitballing right now. If what I'm saying makes sense, y'all let me know. But I digress.
They were joined by city leaders, including Mayor Daniel Lurie, City Attorney David Chu, who has long pushed for legislation in this space, and district supervisors to officially unveil speed cameras to the public. Now, there are 33 speed cameras across San Francisco that are concentrated in areas with known speeding issues.
I want people to be and feel safe on our streets. And I'll say this, traffic safety is public safety.
We want to see the data at the end of that time period to figure out how to expand it, but we very carefully crafted it to ensure privacy.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the chart that I want to show you guys. So these are going to be the fines. It's the tiered level. So if you're going between 11 and 15 over, a $50 ticket. 16 to 25, 100. So if you're going 17 miles an hour over, you're going to go from the 50 mark to the 100, double, just for going 2 miles over. Okay, 26 miles per hour and over, 200. If you're going over 100 miles an hour, in general, that's $500 right there. All right, now I don't think you're going to be driving that fast in the city. Is it even possible? Because you're going to have stoplights and all kind of extra stuff. So at that point, it's just reckless driving. So would a ticket be suitable in that situation? Or you might need to get locked up because you're doing some reckless driving in the city. I'm sure that it's probably not a place in San Francisco that has a speed limit above like 45 in the city area. Maybe you have an interstate, you might be able to go faster, but 100 miles an hour in the city is crazy.
All right, so I know we mentioned that fines are not being handed out today, but this is what that will break down to, anywhere from $50 to $500 if you violate the speed limit, depending on how fast you're going above that limit and if you get caught on camera. It's important to note that there are no points on your license, even if it is a speeding ticket, which is different from other kind of moving violations. And these cameras take pictures of the back license plate. That's also something that people wanted to stress here, because that is very conscientious, very aware of privacy issues that were an issue for many with this. So from now on, guys, there are 60 days, then those fines will start to be enforced. But the real purpose here, leaders say, is it's not a gotcha moment. It's trying to change the driving culture here in San Francisco.
So there we go. Again, I will link to both of these videos, the one before and this one, in the box, so you can see it in full for yourself. Share it with your friends and family. But as I close, I want to say this is ridiculous. If it's going to be a speeding ticket, let it be one ticket and let everybody pay it. You homeless? Okay, well, you shouldn't have been speeding. You smoke crack for a living? Okay, well, how about don't get in your car and drive. It's just like drinking and driving. Like that'd be okay. So what if somebody drunk behind the wheel? Are you going to give them a certain sentence or a certain punishment based upon how much money they have? That's kind of the way I see it. It should be one price for everyone, and that should be the deterrent from speeding. And again, clean the streets up. You got crack smoking everywhere, criminal aliens everywhere. Tighten that up, because a lot of your speeding violations, they're not going to say who's doing it. I wonder how many illegal aliens have hurt people in the city from their lack of driver's licenses, lack of an ability to drive, driving under the influence. I've seen that here where I live in Tennessee. It was an illegal alien from Venezuela who was driving drunk, hit and killed an entire family. The migrant from Venezuela and the victims were probably from Central America. They had Hispanic last names. I don't know if they were Guatemalan, Honduran, or other Venezuelans. But at the end of the day, these people from other countries here illegally, no licenses, can't drive. They are hurting people. If you make the necessary changes, then you'll be able to see some positive results. But until then, little gimmicks like this are not going to do much of anything. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about this new law in San Francisco? The tiered tickets from 50 to 500. And if you're homeless, you get 80% off. If you're kind of like poor, kind of struggling, 50% off. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is a dumb policy I've ever heard one. It's just silly. It's like, who was paid to come up with this? They probably were given a hefty sum of money, a nice big bag of money to say, hey, we had a problem with fatalities in certain parts of the city. Do something about it. Okay, boom, here's my plan. PowerPoint presentation. All right, that looks fantastic. 80% off for homeless. We protect the crack smokers. Great, run it. That's California for you, which is why California sucks. You guys out there in California, great people, beautiful people, but your leadership, those in power, don't know what they're doing, and it's pretty obvious. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.